Some I don't want to record this thing because it's scammers, you know. Before you know it, they'll take the video and they'll go and do some crazy stuff with it. You know, they'll put it on YouTube and then they'll put a link to their scamish stuff. You'd be surprised what people will do. So, but yeah, guys, welcome everyone. Welcome. You know, I know it's been a while. It's been a while since we actually met because of everything that's been going on, you know, with the Tron Grace. So as you guys know, we kind of shifted the name of the platform to Money Magnet. And so right now we're trying to be more inclusive. So we're not like just focusing on Tron Grace. We're not, because when we started, we were just mainly focusing squarely on Tron Grace, but now we're trying to be more inclusive of other things, and we're not focusing on Tron Grace. Like we're not promoting that at all. So I don't want anybody to now begin to say, oh, they're still promoting Tron Grace. You know, they're still doing that. So we're not promoting Tron Grace. Okay. So as you guys know, I'm Dr. Moses. So some of you guys, actually, I would say a lot of you guys don't know my background. So I have been in the investing space for a while now. And what I mean by investments, I'm talking about crypto, Forex, indices. I mean, you name it. If you throw a question at me now, I mean, it'll be hard for you to get me somewhere. It'll be hard for you to ask me a question now where you can actually pin me and say, oh, okay, this guy doesn't understand. So I've been in this for some time now. Forex, I mean, was it Robinhood? All the platforms you can call it. I really have been in there. So I am a medical doctor by education, and I have a background in like business. So I have my MBA, have my MBA as well. So so you guys know that you're not speaking to an amateur, okay? You're not speaking to an amateur. A lot of the stuff that I'm telling you guys, that I'm gonna tell you guys, it's from experience. Experience, you know, that I've seen being in the markets and things like that. All right. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna start off. So these are the points that we're gonna touch on. So number one second here. I'm trying to make sure I invite the people in. So we're gonna go through the purpose and the mission of the platform. So this money magnet, there was a reason why I started it. So the purpose, the mission of this platform, I want to go through that. Then we're gonna look at Tron Grace. We're not looking at it we're not looking at it from a promotional standpoint because we're not promoting it. You understand? We're looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, you know, what happened? You understand what happened? We're kind of acknowledging, okay, the loss that happened, you know, and then I'm trying to get you guys to, I want to reorient your thinking. A lot of people I see on the platform, I understand you guys have been hurt, you guys have been wounded, you guys lost money, but I want to reorient your mindset. You want to say, I want to give you the right perspective you should have, because if there's anything about investing your money, you cannot be emotional. All right. And if you start to get into investments and you become emotional, you will actually forget the strategy that you were supposed to use. So at the end, when you enter the market, it's not your emotion that will make the money for you. Right. So a lot of traders, what they try to do, a lot of traders, when they enter the market, what they do is that they try to position themselves in such a way that they're not emotional. So because when they're not emotional, then they'll be able to execute on what they plan to do in the first place. You understand? So being emotional, well, as I can understand, you lost money and things like that, but it's not really gonna help the situation. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. Then we're gonna get into steps forward. Okay, so we know that the Tron Grace, some people made money, some people lost money. The platform is down at the moment, so what are we gonna do now? What's the next steps? You understand? What things can we look at? So we're gonna get into so I've been doing been looking at a lot of things. So I developed what I would call a high risk investment model and a low risk investment model. and I'll go through this. I'll give you guys the concept, okay? Because I'm not really going to, on this meeting, I'm not really going to disclose any specific things at the moment, but I'll get you guys to understand what it entails. You understand? And I'll get you guys to know what it entails. Why, if you engage in that model, you should be profitable. You understand? But in terms of the detailed specifics as to the opportunities inside, I won't disclose it in this meeting. I'll disclose it in the next meeting. Okay. Then another, some of the other opportunities. So right now I'm engaging in Forex trading, and I want to open it up to the platform shortly. You understand? But I'm not going to open it up to just anyone. You understand? I have to assess where you're at, you know, your interests. And what I will do is, if to those people that indicate to me that they're interested in Forex trading or the Forex trading that I'm doing, you will let me know and I'll put you onto another group, right? And we're gonna be very transparent. This is not something where somebody's telling you. I know a lot of people that scam in the name of Forex. I've seen a lot of people scamming in the name of Forex. But as I assure you guys, I've been in this space now for 3 years. I have a lot of experience, and I'll be very, very transparent with the people that join the platform in terms of how the trading is done, how the risk is done. And even before we get started, I will show you guys, I will take entries so that you guys are confident in what's going to happen. And I will explain the risk management so you understand that how challenging it would be to actually lose your capital when the capital is being traded. Okay, now we're going to continue from here. All right, so what is the purpose and mission of Money Magnet? So really, really trying to help investors to strategically, all right, strategically enter opportunities that can generate profit while helping them to minimize loss, right? Minimize loss. So a lot of you guys, a lot of you guys enter Tron Grace. Okay, you enter Tron Grace, and if I had to rank your offense, if I had to rank your offense was 100% because you put in money. But now if I had to rank your defense, your defense was 0. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys entered Tron Grace, but you were not thinking about the downside risk. You understand? You only came in thinking about making money, but you never ever thought in your mind, like, hold up, what if something bad happens? And because you never really thought about something bad happen, when it happened, then you got a shock. There was some shock value to the fact that it went down. But had you entered the opportunity, let's say you entered the opportunity and you had actually had a robust defense mechanism, I'm telling you, as soon as you heard that it went down, you're like, okay, you'll probably be thinking to yourself, like, so what? Do you understand what I'm saying? If you came into Tron Grace with the proper offense and the proper defense, there's no reason why when it went down, you really should be worried. Do you understand? Now, just imagine this, right? You have somebody coming into Tron Grace and they sold their house. Okay, so I know you guys, yeah, okay. I hope I didn't get somebody here right now. Somebody's like, oh, that was me. Sorry. Okay, I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody. And I know if you lost your money, I know it's very, very painful. And that's the reason why I created this type of platform, so that when you're going into investments again, you know how to strategically enter it. You're not going to enter it, you know, and make silly mistakes. So if somebody sold their car, right? So now let's just say that car was $14,000. $14,000. If somebody sold their car, $14,000. Okay. So how would I rank their offense? Their offense is perfect. They have a lot of capital, right? But now they sold their car now, but what was their defense? What defense did they have say that they put this money in Tron Grace and Tron Grace crashed? They didn't have any defense. So guess what? When the triangulates crash, now they're complaining. Again, I'm not trying to nail anyone to the cross. You gotta understand. I'm not trying to nail anybody to the cross here. But what I'm pointing out to you guys, is that when you guys are coming into investment opportunities, okay, there's a need for you to enter those opportunities strategically. All right, there's a need for you guys to enter those opportunities strategically. One second, Evangelist and Mecca is joining. Let me see. Shalom, shalom, Evangelist. How are you doing, sir? Oh, it looks like his audio is not connected yet.
Shalom, doctor.
Shalom, shalom, Evangelist. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, we're just getting started. So we have the squad here. We're just going into just the purpose and mission. Getting into the purpose and mission here. So yeah, guys. So as I said, the reason why we set up this money magnet is to help investors strategically enter opportunities that can generate profit, but at the same time minimize loss. Right? A lot of you guys are entering these investment platforms, but you're not thinking about downside risk. You're not thinking about once again. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, guys. We're having some background noise. So yeah, as I said, a lot of you guys are entering these opportunities and you're not thinking about downside risk. But that risk is there. Imagine you're trying to cross the road and you're not thinking about the cars, the incoming cars. You can become a casualty there on the road. Do you understand? When you're coming into investments, your eyes has to be open. You have to be able to say, when I'm about to cross this road, what is the likelihood that a car can come and hit me? You understand? If you're trying to cross a road at a busy juncture and there are cars coming all over the place, you have to open your eyes and move carefully. If you're trying to cross the road and there's only maybe one car coming every 1 minute, that one you don't have to be so careful about how you cross. But if there's so many incoming cars, at that point in time, you have to be very careful as to how you cross the road. So some of you guys, you're trying to make money, but you're not considering the risk of loss. Like you're not considering the risk that when you're trying to cross the road, that a car can actually hit you. You see, so we have people that sold their car, entered Tron Grace, they had no defense. So as soon as they entered and the thing crashed, now guess what? They want to take Japheth to court. Do you understand what I'm saying? They want to take Pastor Japheth to court now, you see, because they never entertained the possibility that they could have lost. Do you understand? At least let's say for example, this person was coming in with 14,000. Let's say they even thought in their head, maybe I could lose this money. You know what they would say to themselves? Instead of me putting 14,000, let me even put just 7,000. You see, they would have not lost the whole thing. They would have put 7,000. They would not have lost the whole thing. So yeah, so I'm really going to try to help you guys to really understand how to minimize your loss and then maximize your profit potential. Okay, so as you guys know, on the platform, I had some criteria for entering opportunities. Okay, I had some criteria that I had established for entering opportunities. So what are those criteria? Number one, you're only gonna put money in that you can afford to lose, guys. You're not going to enter okay, I don't care where the source, I don't care who gave you the information that you're gonna make money on the opportunity. I don't care, even God revealed it to you in a dream. If God revealed to you in a dream that the price of gold is going to go up by tomorrow, even, let me tell you guys, if you read Prophet Bushiri's book, Make Millions in Forex, and he talked about something called prophetic trading. And then he was saying in the book, if you read that book, I don't know if any of you guys read that book, but I read the book. Now, if you read that book, there's a certain place where he goes in and he says that God might reveal something to me. Like he said that God revealed to him that the value of the South African rand is going to fall. And then he said in the book that in as much as God reveals to him what's going to happen to a certain currency, he has to consult with the traders that have the technical knowledge so they can start to look for entries. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Okay, I think I'm the only one on this line. I think I'm the only one on this call. Is there somebody else on this call? I think I'm the only one on this call. Please, is there somebody here?
Hearing you, we're hearing you.
Somebody please raise your hand if you, I need a witness here, please. Can we have some witnesses? I think Evangelist, I think we need some witnesses here. Evangelist, you're muted. So, but I think we need.
It's not from my side.
No, I was saying we need some witnesses here. Otherwise, you know, we don't know if the people.
Oh, yes.
We don't know if the people are here of their home. Yeah, guys. So please, so I created these rules because a lot of you guys are making rookie mistakes. Do you understand? You're coming into investment scenarios and you're making rookie mistakes. Okay, so any investment you come into, the money you're going to put into that thing, I don't care how confident you are. You can even you can tell me that you're 100% confident. Let me tell you, there are some positions I've taken in a forex trade. I looked at the setup, and I'm like, whoa, this one I must make money. As soon as I press buy, you know what happens? It goes boom, and it hits my stop loss. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how confident you feel. You're telling yourself, this one, I know that I must make money. So that when you're thinking to yourself, you become so overly confident that you'll make money that you go and then you risk too much money. Do you understand? You go there and you were not supposed to put in your rent money there. You were not supposed to put your rent money inside that thing, but you're like, you know what? I saw it in a dream. God revealed it to me in a dream. Or you're saying, there was one prophet I saw on YouTube and he said it's going to go. I'm going to sell my car. Guys, I'm telling you guys, please, rule number one, only put in money you are willing to lose. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't care how confident you feel. I don't care even if you had an open vision. Okay, so guys, please, even if you had open vision, that one, please, only put in money you're willing to lose. Okay, that's number one. Okay, now any opportunity you get into now, the first thing you want to do is you want to pull out that money you put in. Okay, the money that you put in, your first priority is not to keep growing and growing the money. Your first priority is to make sure that whatever you put in, you take it out. So that way you don't have any risk. That means that if that opportunity crashes, you don't even care. You understand? If that opportunity crashes, you trust me, you wouldn't even care. You know, I'm telling you, listen to me. If all the people that were taking Apostle Japhet to court, if all of them had obeyed rule number one, they would not have taken him to court. I promise you.
It's true.
All the people right now that are trying to take Japhet to court, they're trying to nail him to the cross. You understand? They're literally trying to nail him to the cross. But they themselves made a very silly mistake. Do you understand? They sold their house and put it in Tron Grace. So now they're like, you know what? I lost my house. Now let me go after that guy. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. You guys not understanding what I'm saying. So because they see it that, okay, since I lost my house, the only way I can get it back is if I go after him.
Error.
Okay, but okay, so now, okay, so as I said to you, so the first thing is only put in money you're willing to lose, because even if you lose that money, trust me, you will not cry at night. You will not be on your bed. Trust me, I know that there's some people crying because of Tron Grace. And you know why they're crying? Because they failed they didn't listen to rule number 1.
I was going to position last night. I was looking at it and I'm like, I haven't had enough time to kind of, I gotta like watch the chart, how it flows.
Okay, yeah. So guys, the people right now that are on their bed and they're shedding tears about Tron Grace is because they did not follow rule number 1. Understand?
Many are not even in a group.
Oh yes, they're not. Thank you. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, but now you guys are privileged because I'm actually sharing this with you guys, so you guys know how to. The next time somebody tells you to invest your money in something, you know what to do. So
Yes.
now once you start making money from that
Join the group.
Oh, sorry.
Let them join now. Let them join the group so that we know how many are with us. You understand?
Yes, sir. So, guys, so what I'm gonna do, if you guys know anyone now, if you guys know anyone that you feel would be interested to join our platform, right? I'm gonna link the invite to our WhatsApp, okay? All right, I'm gonna link the invite to our WhatsApp. So anyone that you feel you're like, you know what, I got a friend and they're doing this investment thing and they're not approaching this thing correctly. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys. I'm gonna put a link to our WhatsApp platform so you guys can now forward them that link so they can join our WhatsApp platform. All right. So here, let me put a let's see, where's this chat? Where's this chat? You know, sometimes this Zoom can be confusing. Okay, so I'm putting in now. I'm putting the link. Okay, so you guys, all you would do is copy this link and send it to them. And if they click it, they'll be able to join our WhatsApp platform. Very shortly, I'm going to infiltrate a lot of social media platforms. But right now, at least we start here with some people and then we will grow from there. But yeah, guys, so let's see. Let me pull up this. Pull up. It looks like this thing went. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, so the first rule, only put in money you're willing to lose. Second rule, when you start making money, withdraw that money until you get out what you put in. Okay. Then rule number 3, in order to maximize your profit, compound the money. But you only compound after you have withdrawn the initial capital. Okay. You only compound after you've withdrawn the initial capital. All right, so those are I know some of you guys, okay, what is compounding? I think some of you guys kind of have an idea, but compounding is where whatever money you make, you reinvest that money. So instead of you withdrawing the money after you're making the money, you're reinvesting that money. So that if you made $10 on top of your $100, then you're not going to pull out the $10, you're going to reinvest the $10. So that means now you've invested $110 as opposed to $100. So as you do that over time, as you're making profit and you're reinvesting it, your investment amount is increasing and the amount you're making every so on and so forth will also be increasing. Okay, let's continue from here. Okay, now, so we're going into Tron Grace. So we know that the old Tron Grace failed, right? We know that the old Tron Grace failed. Then we also know that the new Tron Grace failed. Now, what I want you guys to consider is this. Now, how many of you guys entertain the possibility that these Tron Grace models will fail? You see, When you come into any investment scenario, you must entertain the possibility that it must fail. It can fail. Listen, when I came into Tron Grace, I didn't want it to fail, but I was entertaining the possibility that it can fail. Any investment model you come into, you must be able to entertain the possibility that that thing can fail you. You understand? That's part of your defense. That's why you never put in money you're not willing to lose. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you guys, a lot of people...
Doctor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doctor.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Some people are waiting, getting who's within them. Release them.
Okay, I'm seeing right now. I'm not seeing anyone. I've allowed everyone that is on the waiting room. I've let them in already.
Let me tell him to go in again.
Yeah, please tell them. Yeah. So yes, guys. So as I was saying, if the people that came into Tron Grace entertained the possibility that the platform may crash, they would not have sold their house. You understand what I'm saying? If you knew, let me tell you, are you telling me right now that if you knew that Tron Grace would fail, that you would sell your house to go put inside Tron Grace? Huh? So you see, if you, let me see, I'm getting some background noise here. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, if you had entertained the possibility that Tron Grace could fail, trust me, you would not have sold your house. But because you did not entertain the possibility that it can fail, that's why you sold your house. Because you thought that Tron Grace was a guarantee. You thought it was a guarantee, right? You thought that it was a guarantee that if I sell my house and put the money in there, that I must get it back. So you have to understand that any investment model you get involved into, you need to understand the risk involved. You need any investment scenario you get involved in, you must understand what is the risk involved. What is the risk involved? What is the likelihood that if I put my money in this thing, I can lose it? You must understand the risk. All right? You have to understand the risk. Many people, the people that are right now coming after Pastor Jeff, because for me, I was like, leave him up. Why are you guys like, I understand. I was like, the only mistake that Japheth made, in my opinion, is that he didn't explain risk properly to people. Even when the old Tron Grace was shaky, he did not explain the risk properly. Do you understand? If at least if he had explained the risk after the first one went down, then the people that went into the new one would have not have put so much money in, you see, and then they would not have lost again the second time. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you, there are people, I'm sure that there were people that lost in the first Tron Grace. Then they were like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. Then they put more money on the second one and then lost the second time. Do you understand what I'm telling you? There are people, I'm telling you that there are people like that. There are people that said to themselves, there were people that were saying to themselves, okay, I lost in the first Tron Grace, but I won't give up. And in fact, I will even put more money on the second one. So the snake bit them on the first one. Then the snake bit them on the second one again. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you look at, but why? It's because they're seeing the thing as a guarantee, and they're not entertaining, they're not giving room for what is the risk involved in this thing. What is the likelihood that if I put my money here, that this thing can crash? Okay, now we're going into disposition. Some of you, I know this is a big word. So disposition is kind of like This position is like,
Dinda ni mnyama Wanjito.
this position is like currently like how people's mood. Okay. So a lot of people right now, they're frustrated. A lot of people are whining. Now listen to me, I understand. If you lose 5,000 in Tron Grace, I get it. You lost a lot of money. Do you understand? I've lost too. I've lost in the market before. I've lost. So if you are how would I say? So if you are sad, if you are disappointed, I mean, I perfectly understand where you're coming from. I perfectly understand where you're coming from. So you guys don't think that I don't understand where you guys are coming from. I have also lost before. But in as much as a lot of you guys are sad, a lot of you guys are disappointed, a lot of you guys are frustrated, you know, a lot of you guys maybe are crying, you know, because of what has happened. All right, I want you guys to understand where you went wrong. You understand? I want you to understand where you went wrong. That's why I'm putting these rules in front of you. Now, ask yourself the question, if right now you're disappointed with what happened with Tron Grace, did you put in money you were willing to lose? You see, did you put in money? So there's no Tron Grace now. Okay, somebody asked me, so there's no Tron Grace now. Right now, there's no Tron Grace. Both of the Tron Graces are down. So the new one, the old one failed. The new one failed. So right now, there's 0 Tron Grace right now. I think Jaffet wants to do a third one. I think he's thinking about doing a third one. So now you imagine. So now if you now are going to go into the third Tron Grace and you don't have these rules, it might bite you the third time. You got bitten on the first one, you got bitten on the second one, and then the snake bit you on the third one. So you have to ask yourself, so at what point are you going to understand how the snake works? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? You'll begin to ask yourself a question. So at what point are you going to understand how the snake works so that it won't bite you? All right. But that's why I'm creating these rules for you guys. So you guys will know how to maneuver this thing. All right. You guys will know how to maneuver this thing. Okay. Yeah. So you guys have to adopt an investor's mindset. And that's really why I created this platform. You guys need to adopt an investor's mindset. Let me tell you, an investor is not moved because of the fact that they take a position and then it goes down. They're not moved. You know, there's some people that are asking me, how can I remain so calm? They're asking, how can you be so calm? The Tron Grace went down. You're not even complaining. You're not. I'm like, I was too prepared for the scenario. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't enter a trade without putting a stop loss, right? Because when you enter a trade and you don't put a stop loss, then that means that you're not containing your risk. So because of my background in investing, I understand that you don't enter an investment scenario without putting a cap on how much you can lose. But a lot of you guys, you enter the Tron Grace, you didn't put a cap on how much you can lose. You don't have any defense. And at the end of the day, the first one failed. First one failed. You didn't have it on the first one, no defense. Second one, no defense. Third one is going to come now, no defense. What do you think is going to happen if there's a third Tron Grace and then you join it and you still don't have a defense? Is there anybody here? What do you think will happen? Let's say Pastor Jaffet creates a third Tron Grace and you don't have a defense. What do you think will happen? I'm looking for somebody, you know, this is now, I'm asking you guys a question. So I'm looking for somebody who can respond to this question here. What do you think is going to happen? What do you guys think? I'm waiting. So it looks like nobody wants to talk today. I think you guys are. I think I shocked you guys today. I think all this stuff I'm talking now. Some people are like, my goodness, this guy has got me. You know, I think this one. I think I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I feel like the stuff that I'm saying right now is hitting some people so hard they don't even know what to do. Okay, so I'm seeing here, Placid said loss. Okay. Sandra Jones says we'll lose money on the third time. Exactly. Let me tell you now, if Apostle Japhet creates a third time grace, there are people that would, I mean, there are people that might have learned, but then there are people that might be saying to themselves, this third one cannot fail. If the first one failed, second one failed, this third one will not fail. And I'm telling you that there are people that will still sell their house. You understand? There are people that are still gonna go and sell their house to go put the money in there, and then the snake will bite them the third time. You understand? So these are the things, guys, that we're trying to prevent. All right. These are the things that we're trying to prevent. Now you ask me, so what is an investor's mindset? What does it mean to have an investor's mindset? Now, an investor does not become emotional. Do you understand? And when an investor comes into an investment scenario, they don't become emotional. Because if you become emotional, you're going to forget your strategy. Okay, let me give you an example. I want to give you an example, okay? I want to give you an example. All right, let's just say that, let's say as an investor, you have a strategy. Okay, now your strategy is, okay, I'm going to buy one stock per day. I'm going to hold it. And by the end of the week, I'm going to sell it. But you're going to buy the one stock you're going to buy it based on maybe the news. And you're going to sell it at the end of the week. Okay. Now, let me tell you. Now, watch this. This is your strategy. And the strategy, you've tested it. Maybe one of your friends has been using it. They made a lot of money with it. Okay. Now you're coming in as an investor. Okay. And this is the strategy you're trying to use. So again, the strategy is you hear a news. Maybe they say that this stock, they just, the company, they're doing very well. The earnings is nice, all these kind of things. So because of that news item, you buy the stock and then you're like, by the end of the week, I'm going to sell it for profit. Okay, now that's your strategy. Okay, now let's say that there's a company, and let's say the name of the company is XYZ. So you have a company called XYZ. At the beginning of the week, there was a news event that was saying that the company, they had crazy earnings. I mean, crazy earnings. They're doing well. Their financial reports, I mean, everything is great, awesome. So you're like, oh my goodness, I must make money on this one. So you put in, let's say you put in $500, right? $500. Okay, so you put in $500 in this one. Okay, now between the start of the week to the end of the week, let me tell you, you were looking at the company, you're looking at the stock that you bought, and as the week was going, the thing fell down 75%. It went down negative 75%. That means it showed you had lost 75% of your $500. And at this point in time, you panicked. What I mean by panic is you became emotional. And as soon as you became emotional, you forgot your strategy. Your strategy was to hold the position and sell it at the end of the week. But you panicked here. And you sold when the stock was down 75%. And by the time it got to the end of the week, the stock had actually gone up 75%. It was up 75%. But when it went down 75%, you panicked and you got emotional and you sold here. So because it went down 75%, You became emotional, you forgot your strategy, and you sold it at a loss. But at the end of the week, the stock was up 75%. So now that's why I'm telling you, any investor and investors are not emotional. They're not emotional. You see, that's why when you come in here and you put in, if you come in here and if you don't listen to rule number 1, you're going to become emotional. Do you understand? If you don't listen to rule number 1, you're going to get emotional. Do you understand? If you hear that Tron Grace had crashed, you might, if care is not taken, you might pee on yourself. Somebody's like, oh, how did you know? Listen, I know that there's somebody here right now. They're like, how did you know I beat on myself? Okay, guys, I know I know we're not here to laugh, but I'm telling you, there's some people, when they heard that Tron Grace went down, it's almost like they should jump out the window. But hey, I'm not here to criticize anybody. Do you understand? What we're doing here is we're going back and we're reevaluating and we're reassessing. What could we have done better? Do you understand what I'm saying? We're coming back and we're reassessing. What could we have done better? Do you understand what I'm saying? You want to make money investing because you looked at it, you're like, okay, I love investment. You know, I want to get into investing. You want to make money with investments, right? So if you want to make money with investments, there are things that you have to pay attention to. These are the things right now. These are the things right now I'm pointing out to you. These are things right now you have to pay attention to. So investors are not emotional. So when you decide to put your money into something, you have to put your money in such a way that that money does not move you. Do you understand? If you put in $1,000 in Tron Grace and you were to lose that $1,000, if that would move you, then you should not put in that $1,000. You have to put in the kind of money that if you were to lose that money, it would not move you, meaning that you will not become emotional about it. That's the first step, right? Because if you become emotional, you're going to, I mean, even some people now, let me tell you, there's some people now, because they became emotional, they left even my platform, that if they had joined this thing now, they'll be benefiting from it. Just because they became emotional. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So, but yeah, so investors, they are not emotional. They put money into opportunities in such a way that the money that they're putting in does not move them. Okay, let's just say you had, let's say you had $40,000 in your savings. You have $40,000 in your savings. And as soon as you heard about Tron Grace, you took that 40,000 and you put it into Tron Grace, right? Now, let me tell you, as soon as you hear that something bad happened to Tron Grace, I'm telling you that your heart will leap out of your chest. Trust me, as soon as you hear that something happened, you know, Japheth this, in fact, you will be the first person in line to take Japheth to court. So because let me tell you, I was on another platform, the other platform, and there was a big petition. They were trying to get litigation. Even there were people that were recording the audio. Let me tell you, that's how you know the people that really lost money. You know the people that over risked in Tron Grace and they lost money and they did what they were not supposed to do. Those people were the ones that right now they're trying to put litigation. I was listening to audio. I was like, my goodness, these guys are crazy. Now hear me out. I understand where they're coming from. I get the frustration. I get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't understand the frustration. Do you understand? But they over-risk the situation. They have 40,000 in their savings and they put the whole thing into Tron Grace. Now, when the thing was gone, They're trying to see who they can strangle. So now you see the petition. I think there were like 500 people. This one was saying I have 4,000 tron, 50,000 tron. This one. I was like, wow. You know, so but it shows you where these people are in terms of their mindset as investors. But so and we're having this meeting. So I want you guys to understand how you guys have to approach investment scenarios. Do you understand? You're not going to approach an investment scenario and over risk your money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because at that point in time, when you lose that money, that's when you become overly emotional and you start to do irrational things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like now, these guys, they're opening litigation. Okay, this one say, we're gonna open a litigation in South Africa. We're gonna open one in Malawi. We're gonna open series of litigations. I know the people that made those kind of comments, I know they must have lost very big money. I'm telling you. They must have lost very big money, because otherwise, why would you waste your time? I mean, imagine me now wasting my time to try to go and open litigation. I want to open one and stuff. For what? Like, what do I do? I don't even have any business doing that. But anyhow, so now, so how do we move forward? All right, so I'm giving you guys a background about the platform, you know, what we're trying to achieve. We talked about a Tron Grace, you know, what happened, you know, people's disposition, and how you should approach approach it and adopt an investment or investor's mindset. Now, what are the steps forward? All right, so that's the thing now we're trying to deal with. So how do we now move forward? Okay, so what I have crafted right now are two models. Okay, so what I've crafted right now are two models. The first model is a high.
That vacuum been holding for a long time. What? They okay? Too long in the bathroom. Who's that? He's okay.
All right, so as I was saying here, let's see. So for this okay, so I have two models. So I have a high risk model, all right, and I have a low risk model. Okay, so now as I said when I was beginning this presentation, I am not going to give you guys the specifics quite yet. It's not yet the time to give you the specifics. So, but what I will do is I will give you an understanding so that you understand why you should make money with the model. Do you understand? I'm going to give you an understanding as to why you should make money with the model. Okay. So now, when we talk about high risk model, this one, I have to screen you before you can get involved in this one. This one is not for everybody. Before you get involved in this one, I need to screen you because it's not for everybody. In fact, if you don't, it's just not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I personally have to screen you to see if you're ready. You understand? But what it entails is, it entails high yield investment platforms. Okay, so it entails high yield investment platforms, right? So some of you guys did not make money in Tron Grace. Some people like me, I made money. I made money in the first Tron Grace, right? When I realized what was going on, I was like, guys, we're not promoting this anymore. We're not promoting this anymore. So, but now, because I understand how to approach the scenario, I put my own personal money into the second one, but I never invited anybody into the second one. I wasn't promoting it. But I myself, because I understood how to approach it, I put money into the second one. So now when I'm talking about high yield investment platform, I'm talking about platforms where you can make a lot of money quickly, but because it's high yield, it's also a high risk. So now Tron Grace qualifies for a high yield, high risk investment platform. You get it? Because you're getting a big return in a short period of time is high yield, but at the same time, the thing might collapse in 3 months. It might collapse within a year. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why it's high risk. It's high risk because, to be honest with you, we don't know when the thing is going to collapse. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, now you might say, hey, Dr. Moses, why are you bringing us to this thing again? Is this not Tron Grace all over again? Remember, I told you, this one I must screen you. This one I must screen you because it's not for everybody, one. But I'm going to show you why you must make money with it if you engage in it. I will show you why you must make money. Okay, now, so it's based off of high yield, right? High risk, high yield, high risk investment platform. But what we do is we're going to spread the risk. Actually, let me actually do this down here so I'll have more space. Okay, so we're first of all, we're dealing with the high risk model. Guys, let me tell you, when you come into investment scenarios, it's not about you being emotional that's going to make you money. It's about your strategy. You can't come here telling me this is, I want to know, what is your strategy? What is your approach? Some people might say, oh, I trade Forex. There's okay, but what is your strategy? How are you approaching the scenario in such a way that you will come out with profit? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm getting you guys to see these models because it's strategically intended to make you to be profitable. Hold on, let me highlight some things here. Okay, no, this one is too big. Okay, so now, okay, so first thing I said, this one, I'm gonna screen you. All right, you have to be screened. It's not for everybody. And this one, we are not, any of the opportunities that fall under this high risk model, we are not promoting them. We are not going to promote them. You're not going to see me on our platform actively promoting them. No, this is too risky. All right. We don't want people engaging in things and they're promoting things that tomorrow, before you blink your eye, is already down. You know what I mean? Like before you even blink, the thing is gone. You'll be like, what happened? What happened to this thing? It's like it vanished. You know, so we're not gonna do that. So but as I said, this is why I must screen you. Because I need to see if you have the heart to engage in this, first of all. But as I said, I'm giving you this explanation so you can understand why it would be profitable. All right. Okay, so as I said, it's dealing with high yield, high risk platforms. Okay. But now what you're going to do is, what we're going to do is this. We are going to spread risk. Okay. You know, we call it diversification. We're going to spread risk. Okay. Somebody's like, okay, well, what is spread risk? Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll explain it to you. We're going to spread the risk across 7 platforms. Okay. So what that means is this. If you have, let's say you have $700 and you want to invest $700, instead of you taking $700 and putting it in one platform, remember, you got to understand that it's a high yield, high risk platform. If you take the $700 and you put it in one platform, before you blink your eye, that platform can be down. You see, that means that you would have lost your $700 for no reason. I think it was one. There was one platform. There was one platform we were engaging, and we just started engaging was the CoinWeb. We try to start engaging the CoinWeb, and as soon as I put on the platform for people to look at the platform, before we knew what was going on, the thing was already even down. And then some people are like, hold up. Some people are like, what's going on here? First, the triangle grace went down, this one went down, and there's like everybody was confused. You see, so now if you have $700 to invest, and if the platform falls under, if it's falling under a high yield investment platform, if you put that entire money on one platform, it's too risky. Because if the platform goes down in 1 week, you would have lost your money. So now what we're gonna do is, because we want to approach this thing strategically, and because we want to reduce our risk of loss. So now what we're gonna do is, instead of you taking this $700 and putting it into one platform, you will spread it across 7 platforms. Okay, you spread it across 7 platforms. Now notice, not a lot of people will be able to take this $700 and put it on 7 platforms. Not a lot of people will be able to do that. That's why I'm saying that I gotta screen people, because if you're gonna take $700 or whatever amount of money you have, and you're gonna spread it across 7 platforms, I need to know if you can be able to create all the logins for those 7 platforms, keep all the logins, all those type of things. So that's what I'm saying. It's not for everyone to really even engage in the first place. Now, these high yield, high risk platforms, we will not actively promote it on our platform. We are not going to actively promote them. You're not going to see me actively promote it on the platform because it's too risky. Why would you want to promote something that before you blink your eye, you're going to crash? Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, if a third Tron Grace comes out, you think I'm going to promote a third Tron Grace on this platform? Even if that third Tron Grace, for all we know, even if it lasts 2 years, I still won't promote it. Because the day I decide to promote it might be the day it crashes. And then somebody will be like, why you only promote things that fail? You know, then they're gonna be looking at me crazy, like you only promoted things that fail. So for the high yield, high risk platforms, all right, I'm only gonna engage in it with people who I screen. I gotta screen, and I gotta know that you have an investment mindset. You're not like, I gotta know that you have an investment mindset, and I gotta know that you're willing to engage on 7 different platforms at the same time in order to reduce your risk of loss. I need to know. I need to assess, and I need to see. You see what I'm saying? I need to assess and I need to see. Okay, so now what you do now, we take the $700, we spread it on 7 platforms. Okay, now you're asking me, okay, why we spread it on 7 platforms? Okay, don't worry, you're gonna understand it shortly. I'm gonna show you some stuff. I'll show you some calculations so you understand. It'll be very clear to you. So now this is the thing. So now imagine on each platform you're putting about $100, correct? You're putting about $100 per platform. Okay. So you're spreading it. So each platform gets $100, $100, $100. Now, supposing that each of these platforms can do around 100% return per month. Let me show you some calculations. Excuse me. Let me show you some calculations so you can understand why this will be a profitable approach. I want to show you why. Are you guys still here with me, or am I speaking to myself? I feel like I'm speaking to myself today.
Yeah.
Do I have any cheerleaders? Do I have any cheerleaders here, please? I'm looking for some cheerleaders.
Yeah, we are with you.
Okay, thank you.
We're
Thank you.
here.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, you see, okay, now you guys are making me happy now. You see, now I want to invest in you. You see, even now that you're doing this, now I want to invest. I want to invest with you, you know? So, but let me see. Okay, let me change the screen, first of all. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, and now let me see if I can zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, now this is what I want you guys to know. Now, what we're gonna do is if you have $700 and you spread the $700 across 7 different platforms, that means each platform gets how much? $100, right? Okay, now look. So we're supposing that you're starting with $100. Remember, altogether, you're risking $700 altogether, right? But now we're dealing with just one platform. And let's just say that on that one platform, remember, Tron Grace lasted how long? Tron Grace, the first one, lasted 15 months, right? Okay, but look, okay, now, if you had put in $100 on one platform, and supposing that on that one platform, you're getting 100% return per month, okay? Now, let's see how long it's gonna take you on one platform. Okay, let's see what will happen. Okay, by the end, okay, this is 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. We're compounding the money. We're compounding the money, okay? By the end of the 5th month, you have made $3,200.
Yeah, please, we can't see your screen now.
Oh, you can't see my screen?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, we only have this little scribble thing here.
Okay, hold on.
We are seeing you. If you are a screen, then yes, we are seeing
We're
you.
seeing you, and we see like a little blackboard with some few scribbles. Oh, shit.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see. My bad. My bad. Okay, yeah, okay, I see. Okay, so you guys are right. So you guys are good students. You guys are good students. 1 second. Let me you guys are good students. Don't worry. No, don't worry. Okay, yeah, thank you, thank you. Let me pull this one. Okay.
We always.
So now that's a screen.
Okay, sorry about that. I apologize. I apologize. Thank you guys. Okay, now so as I was saying to you guys, right? If you have $700, and we're talking about the high risk model. Now notice I have a high risk model. I'm showing you the high risk model, which I have to screen you. Trust me, I'm not doing anything here where I want anybody to lose money. I'm not trying to do anything here where at the end of the day, somebody's gonna come to me crying. Do you understand? So this one is a high risk model where I have to screen you. But now I'm showing you why. I'm giving you a very, very logical reason why you should make money. Okay, now, if you have that $700 and you spread it across 7 platforms, now, those 7 platforms, we don't know, at any point in time, they can crash. Like Tron Grace, do we know they didn't just crash? Even the second one, did we know Jaffe just closed it? Did you know he was gonna close it? I didn't know he was gonna close it. Do you understand? There was another one we were looking at, CoinWeb. There were people that was in that thing for 7 months. By the time some people joined, the thing collapsed. Did I know it was going to collapse? I didn't know. So because these platforms, we cannot quite pin at which point in time are they going to go. We don't even know when they're going to go down. Do you understand? Now, you cannot take your $700 and put it on one of those platforms because you don't know and you cannot pin at which time precisely is going to go down. Do you understand? So now, as an investor, you have to now think to yourself, how can I approach the scenario and still make money? And that's why I'm saying that what we can do now is to spread the risk. So instead of you taking your $700 and you're putting it on one, why not spread it across 7? Okay, like now, what we're considering now, so what you're seeing here now is, this is one of those 7 opportunities. Now, what we're supposing is, we're supposing that on that platform, you can make 100% per month. We're supposing. We know that for Tron Grace, it was 60% per month. But we're supposing that on that platform, you're getting 100% per month. And these are the months. That means if you start with $100, by the end of your 5th month, if you're compounding the money, remember that was rule number 3. Rule number 3 is to compound. if you were compounding on the end of the fifth month, you would have $3,200. Now I ask you the question, how much money did you initially start with? So you initially started with $700. Remember, this is just 1 out of 7 platforms. So that means that in this model, you understand what I'm saying? In this model, you can, six of the 7 can fail you. And you can make all your money and be in deep profit from one opportunity. Remember, the first strong grace lasted how long? The first strong grace lasted how long? It lasted 15 months. Okay, let's do the scenario with the first strong grace. Let's do the scenario with the first strong. Some of you guys, you don't like strong grace, but let me show you that you could have made a lot of money if you knew what you were doing. All right, listen, I'm not telling you to go and promote strong grace. I don't want somebody to go and now take my words and start to do some spinning tactics. I'm not telling you that you should begin tomorrow and start promoting Tron Grace. I'm saying that if you know how to approach Tron Grace, you can make good money with it if you know how to approach it. Now the question is, do you know how to approach it? Okay, now look at this. So now, supposing this was Tron Grace and you had put $100 in, and knowing fully well that in Tron Grace, you're getting around 60% a month on your money. You're getting 60% return a month on your money. Now, the first Tron Grace lasted how long? It lasted 15 months. That means that had you put in $100, listen, I'm not saying that you put in $700. I'm saying that you put in $100 on the first Tron Grace that you know, and you saw that it lasted 15 months, right? You know, and I know that the first Tron Grace lasted 15 months. Okay, now let's see how much money you could have made if you were compounding your $100 from the time it started to when the time it collapsed. How much money can you have made? You could have made $115,000 just from $100 bill. Do you understand? So listen, that's why I'm saying you might be looking at it and you're like, hey, Dr. Moses, why do you want us to put money in these platforms when we know they're going to collapse tomorrow? Why do you want us to look at platforms that we don't even know, even before we blink, it's gone. Before I inhale and I try to log in, they're telling me that the server is down. I'm telling you because you're gonna miss out on a scenario where you can compound your money and make astronomical profit. Okay. Listen, guys. Listen, you just gotta, listen, I'm not, okay. I'm trying to see how to say this thing in a way where I can be understood properly. Listen. We're talking about you taking $100 and from $100, you're making $100,000. You tell me, when was the last time you put your money in Forex? You put your money in real estate. You put your money, I don't care, even if you're buying crude oil or you're putting your money in gold, you bust it. When was the last time you put $100 and you made 100,000 within 1 year? So now somebody's going to come to me and say, why do you have these high yield models when you know they can fail? And then somebody's asking me that question. They're like, well, but you know they're going to fail. So why are we engaging when you know they can fail? It's because there's something I'm seeing that you're not seeing. Because the time you say to yourself, it's not worth it to look at these models, you are overlooking the fact that you can take $100 to 100,000. Let's just say, between now and the next 2 years, you find one platform that lasts 2 years. Do you know the kind of money you can make? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back to what I was saying first of all. Let me go back to what I was saying. Okay. So what is the high risk? What is the high risk model? In this high risk model, I have to screen people because not everybody has the appetite for this one. Not everyone has the capability to create all the accounts and all those type of things. So it's not everybody that I even want coming on this thing. Okay, now what does it entail? it entails that we're going to engage in investing in high yield, high risk investment platforms. Now, we're not going to stupidly enter the opportunities. We're going to have some baseline screening criteria. We're not just going to stupidly enter into opportunities. We have to screen, we have to at least make sure, are we okay with the rate of return? Is this platform actually paying? Because why would you want to put your money on a platform when you know that you're not going to get your money out? So there's some baseline screening that we do before we start to say, okay, this is one we're gonna try to put money in and see if it goes. Okay, now the fact that it's a high risk, we have to account for the fact that there's a risk inside there. So how are we gonna account for the fact that there's a risk? Well, that's why we're gonna spread it across 7. All right, now we account for the risk by doing that. And now, because we know it's high yield, by the time we compound, we're gonna make big money. Do you understand? And like as I said, like now, between now and the next 2 years, even if you identify one platform that lasts 1 year, and you're getting 100% return per month, and you compound your money, trust me, you will make a lot of money. You'll make a lot of money. All right, so I explained to you. So does anybody have any question on this high risk model? Does anybody have any question on this high risk model? Was there something that I said that was not clear on this high risk model? I think I said it in a way that was clear. We are not going to be promoting the high yield, high risk platforms on the Money Mag. We're not going to promote it. This is just going to be, I'm only going to be dealing with those individuals in particular. I'll just give them the list and they will go and put their money there. But we're not going to actively promote these platforms because I don't want anybody promoting companies that will collapse tomorrow. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want you going to your friend. You go to your friend and then you're like, hey, there's this company, put your money in this. And then your friend puts your money in this thing. Before you know it, tomorrow they'll call you a scammer. So before you know it, tomorrow they're thinking that you're united with the scammers. Do you understand? So for the high risk model, we're not actively promoting these companies on the platform. We don't have any business. Nobody has any business promoting these companies on the platform because we don't even know when they're gonna crash. All right. So now, does anybody have any questions regarding this high risk model? I'm checking to see. So it looks like there are no questions. So that means that everything I said, you guys understood it perfectly. Is it Richard? Fortune, you I see your hand is raised. Did you have a question?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
You're talking to Richard. Hi.
Yes.
No, I'm just listening. Everything you say is very interesting. I'm just listening. I want to learn. So
okay,
I don't have no question for right now.
Okay, no problem. But you guys, I'm here. I entertain any questions regarding this high risk model. So if you have any questions now, yeah, okay, so there's not a second, I'm checking, see if there's anyone trying to join. Okay, yeah, so now we're gonna move. We're going to move to the next, one, which is the low risk model. Okay. So I have the high risk model. The high risk model should only be engaged by select individuals. This one is not it's not for everybody, please. Not for everybody. There's some danger there. So it's not for everybody. Now, the low risk model. So what is this low risk model? So low risk model is where we've identified stable companies. Okay. Now these companies say they've been around. There's some metrics. There are some facts on ground that leads us to believe that there's some sustainability there. All right. So we look at this company and we're like, okay, because of X, we can see that there's some sustainability with this company. All right. So these companies are going to be offering some certain ROI, some rate of return on your investment. I mean, it might not be it might not be as robust, it might not be as crazily high as Tron Grace, it might not be as crazily high as what you might have gotten when you were on CoinWeb, but they're giving you something. All right, they're giving you something, and the company has some features, some characteristics about them that leads us to believe that they can last. All right, like for example, they've been running for more than 5 years. You know, they've been running for more than 5 years. Maybe let's say that they have some features where maybe they have more than 300,000 members. You understand? If you have a company now, they've been around, you know, for 5 years, or let's say that even if the company's been around, let's say they've been around for maybe getting to 2 years, but they have more than 300,000 members, and their headquarters is somewhere like they have a headquarters. You can see their board of directors, everything. They're not hiding the board of directors. Like for example, now I ask you guys now, did Tron Grace have a board of directors? I didn't see no board of directors. The only person we really saw was Jaffe. We don't know who else. We don't know if there was another developer. We know if there's another. I don't know. I think he was trying to. Pastor Jaffe was trying to build a headquarters for the Tron Grace, but there was no board of directors. There was no actual headquarters. So when you see a company now that's giving you a rate of return and they have a board of directors and they have more than 300,000 people already involved and they're giving you a rate of return on your money, there's some sustainability there. You understand? This is a company now you can now confidently promote. You can go to your friend and say, hey, this thing has been around for 5 years. It's been around for X amount of time and people have been getting paid X amount. Now, even within the low risk model, notice there's still risk. Okay, I want to point this out because sometimes we say this thing and people don't understand. Any investment you get involved in, there's always an underlying risk. And if you don't entertain that risk, then when you become a casualty, do you understand? When you end up losing, you only have yourself to blame. There's no investment scenario. There's no investment scenario you're gonna get in today, and there's not going to be some risk involved. I don't care if you even you buy real estate, you buy land. Maybe you bought land and nobody wants to buy that land. For some reason, nobody wants to buy your land from you. That was a risk. Imagine you buy a plot of land and you hold it for the next 20 years and now you're trying to sell it, but nobody wants to buy it from you. That's a risk. There's no investment you get involved in that doesn't have a risk. Maybe you start a business tomorrow. What if you start the business, you spend $50,000 and nobody comes to your store? What if you spend $50,000 on that business, people come to your store, but they won't buy anything? Okay, what if you spend $50,000, you set up the store, people come, they buy, but at the end of the day, you don't break even. These are all risk scenarios that you have to entertain. So there's no investment scenario without risk. So now, in as much as we have this low risk model, I don't want you to now think that there's no risk. The risk is low. You see, the risk is low, but nevertheless, we still gonna account for the low risk and protect ourselves in the case that something should happen. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So there's still an underlying risk. The risk is low, but we're gonna approach it in such a way that we're going to account for the low risk. so that at the end of the day, we have our backs covered. Okay, so now, as I said, now this low risk model, we have identified some stable companies because we're seeing that there are some features in the company where we can say, okay, there's some sustainability here. Okay, and because of that, right, that leads us to believe that the company is going to last for some time. And on average now, we're looking at maybe like somewhere around like 200% a year. 200% a year on your money, like 200% a year on your money. Some of you guys might be like, oh, that's very small, stuff like that. 200% a year is actually a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But I mean, it depends on how you approach it, but it is a lot of money. You know, I know there are investors that are just, they're investors that are coming into the market, all they're looking for is 10% a year. Those people that have their money in insurance policies, they're looking for what? If they can get 10%, oh, trust me, they're rejoicing. If they can get 10% by the end of the year, they're rejoicing. Talk less of you getting 200% a year. Now, how are we going to account for the fact that there's low risk? Okay, we're going to spread risk again. So we're going to account for the fact that there's low risk by spreading the risk. So we're going to, for the stable companies, when you guys engage in it, you're going to spread your money across two to three companies. You're not going to do 7. You're not going to do anything crazy like 7, but you're going to spread your money across 2 to 3. Now, the reason why you're going to spread your money across 2 to 3 is because you don't know, maybe the day you decide to engage in this model is the same day that that company goes down. Now, it's highly unlikely, but that's why we have to account for that risk, because you don't know. Anything can happen. Did you know that Tron Grace was going to crash? Let me tell you, if people knew that Tron Grace was going to crash, I don't think that they will be taking Jeffrey to court. Like they would have not have put their money in there. Or if they had put it, they would not have put so much money in there. Do you understand? So that's what I'm telling you. Before you engage in the thing, you must already think through the worst case scenario. So what is the worst case scenario? You put your money in in a stable company, and before you know it, that company is gone. That's why you're going to spread it between 2 or 3, because now, since it's a stable company, if you spread your money across 2, most likely both of them should not fail on the same year. You see, most likely, most of them should not fail on the same year. But I mean, the likelihood that both of them should fail on the same is very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. Now, the likelihood that one of them should fail, I mean, it's unlikely, but it can happen. But now that both of them should fail on the same year, and it's very unlikely. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna spread the money across 2 to 3 of these companies, and that's how we are at least accounting for the low risk, right? And now, what we're also gonna do is we're going to engage in these rules, right? Like I told you, only put in money you're willing to lose. Okay. So only put in money you're willing to lose. Don't come into this thing now and you go and put money that you're willing to. Only put in money you're willing to lose. If you're comfortable losing that money, you can put it in. But I would also say, because the model is a little bit of a lower risk, you can take a little bit of a risk, a little bit more of a risk, but still put money that you're comfortable with. Something that you're comfortable with. Don't put something that you're uncomfortable with. Put something that you're comfortable with. Then once you make your money and you get your initial capital back, your first priority is to take that money out. Take that money out. Don't start, you want to, let me compound. Let me tell you, I know people that made 300% return on Tron Grace and they didn't withdraw, they withdrew 0. There are people that did 300% on Tron Grace and they were watching the money. They were so excited. They were like, oh my goodness, I'm making so much money. And they did not even withdraw $1 and the thing was vanished. You know, and I know they're the ones that are taking Japheth to court right now. I know that those people, I know they don't want me to say this, but they're the ones right now that are trying to take Japheth to court right now. These are the ones. They were there watching the thing. They're watching the thing. My money, they were like, oh, it's at 300%. If at 300% now, by the next month, I mean, look at if it doubles again, look at how big the money is gonna get. So they're like, I'm not even gonna touch it. Let me see. Before they knew it, the thing crashed. And now they're holding their head like this. They're holding their head like, my goodness, if only I had withdrawn. If only I had withdrawn. If only. So guys, I mean, you just have to be smart about this thing. We got to be smart about this thing. You know, as I said, I engaged in the first Tron Grace, I made money. I engaged in the second Tron Grace, I didn't lose anything. You know why I didn't lose anything? Because I was operating by this rule. Because by the time I made the money, I withdrew the money. And then Japheth closed the thing. So I didn't lose anything. You see? But if it was somebody else and they weren't looking at rule number 2 here, guess what? They would not have withdrawn that money, and then Japheth now closed the second one. You see, then they would have lost. So you guys, these rules, the rule is very, very important. So as I said now, with the low risk model, we're trying to engage in stable companies where there are some features about the company that tells us that there's some sustainability with the company, with the company. And generally, we're looking at like around 200% per year ROI. And we're going to spread the risk between 2 to 3. And yeah, now these stable platforms, companies, we're actually going to promote them on the platform. These are the ones we're going to promote on the platform. We're not going to promote the high yield, high risk ones. No, we're not promoting those ones. Those ones, we're going to have to talk offline about that. Do you understand? But the ones we're going to actively promote are the ones where we know that there's sustainability with the company. But even when we engage in them, let me tell you, if you want to tell your friend about that company, you make sure you address risk to them. Don't go now and tell them, come make big money, come make big money, come make big money, and you don't tell them that something bad can also happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not gonna go tell somebody, come make big money, you know, come make all the money you ever need in your life. And you don't tell them that something bad can happen if the company closes. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's really the issue. The issue we're having is that people are not getting people to see the risk of what they're getting themselves into. So because they don't see the risk, guess what? They're ready to sell their house. Let me tell you, you know, the way that Apostle Japheth speaks sometimes, that's it. I tell people who would not sell their house. After he shows you that he made $107,000 in 27 minutes. He made $107,000. He shows you this is just referral bonuses. Because so you see, even I was screenshotting his account because I was so impressed. Somebody's probably saying that he did the same thing. I mean, when I saw the thing, I even screenshotted his own screen. I screenshot and I stored it because I'm like, man, these numbers, they're incredible. Let me tell you, who would not sell their house after seeing those numbers? Do you understand what I'm saying? When I saw the referral commission that Japheth was getting, I mean, if you didn't know what you were doing, you would also sell your house. So yeah, guys. So, but we have to be also educating people about risk. It's not just come make money. You know, what if something negative happens? Or did you tell them that there can be a possibility? But now, are you telling them how you're covering for that possibility? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you tell them, okay, you know, this is an opportunity you can use to make money, but then you tell them, hey, but only come in with money you're willing to lose. Only come in with money you're willing to lose. Now, what you're telling them now makes sense, because now you're accounting for the risk that maybe something unexpected might happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? That person, let me tell you, the person that sold their house and put it into Tron Grace, they did not consider the fact that they could lose. They were seeing the big referral money. They saw the big referral money that Japheth was making from Tron Grace, and then they were ready to sell their house. You know, they're ready to sell their house. So I think I was on the phone with someone, and they were telling me that one of their friends was about to sell their house, but then Tron Grace crashed. So it was like, had Tron Grace not crashed, they would really have sold their house. You see? So yeah, guys. So, but we have to be telling people about the risk involved, because trust me, you don't want somebody to crucify you tomorrow. You don't want somebody to crucify you tomorrow. The way that they're trying to crucify Japheth, you know, to put him on the stake, almost like they want to burn him alive. You know, I'm like, there's people like, you know, he's not a criminal. He's not a criminal. He's trying to get people to make money, but he should probably address risk while he's doing that, so people know what they're getting themselves involved in. But yeah, guys, you don't want to invite somebody and then they do something ridiculous and then they come and hold your neck. You know, so that's why you have to caution them. You have to caution them. Hey, I know you're excited. You know, I know you see that I'm making money, but please only put in money you're willing to lose. Right? Tell them you have to make this stuff clear. Tell them, hey, these are precautions. You got to take these precautions. Don't come in here doing some crazy thing. You'll come in here thinking that nothing unexpected can happen. So these are some precautions that, had a lot of people exercise these precautions, trust me right now, they will not be making noise right now. They will really not be making noise. So does anyone have any questions regarding the low risk model? So I just explained the high risk model. See, I'm seeing some comments here. It says, okay, well, it says investors don't fall in love with investment. Okay, so please, it says, please, let's not waste more time on Tron Grace. Please, let's get new opportunities before we fall off data. Okay, I see. It says, Kenneth is saying here, okay, this is great knowledge and you have definitely hit on risk and loss potential. I believe this is a good time to pivot into specific high yield so that we can start making money. Yeah, so Kenneth, like really, this meeting, I'm not really trying to disclose the specific opportunities. It's really more so informative. I'm getting them to understand where we're gonna pivot to. But on the next meeting, we'll disclose all the opportunities so that people can register and all those kind of things. So that's how we're going to approach it at the moment. But it's really more stuff because, you know, this stuff takes time, you know, trying to explain the models and trying to explain those specific things. But I want to get people to understand what we're trying to do first. I want to get them to understand what we're trying to do first. Here someone is saying this is an eye opener. Yes, you know, I'm really trying to get people to understand what this investing is. Even on the platform, we're really trying to learn from each other. We are really trying to learn from each other on the investment platform. Nobody knows everything. I'm sure there are people that have been commenting about, you know, stocks, different things. So I'm learning from the comments that things that people are posting. So yeah, you know, these are the type of things. So we're trying to create a community where we're learning from each other at the same time and engaging in things. A lot of people, they brought opportunities to me right now that I looked at and I'm like, hey, I think this is going to be good for the platform. And some of them I'm going to share with you. You know, some of these things are not things that I discovered, but things that people relate to me. Then I looked into them and I'm like, hey, looks like something that people on the platform can benefit from, you know? So now we're done with the high risk and the low risk model. Is there any questions? Any questions on the high risk or low risk model? All right. So I'm waiting. Any questions on the high risk? So I see, is it Laston?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see you've mentioned about the high risk and the low risk. But what I wanted to know is how do you maintain the balance between the high risk and the low risk on investment? Because
Okay.
you just deal
Okay.
with both sides, but how can you maintain it?
So are you saying that you want to engage in both simultaneously? Is that what
In
you want
case,
to do? You want to
yeah,
engage in both of them simultaneously, or I wonder?
yeah, yes, but my question is, how can these two be maintained
Okay, yeah.
so that
So I mean,
my product is protected?
okay, so now these are independent. So let's say, for example, on the high risk and then the low risk. The low risk now, there are 2 to 3 platforms. All right.
Yes.
High risk, 7 platforms.
Yes.
I'm talking about you're gonna be like 7 slots, because sometimes when all the slots might not even be filled. Maybe we only have 4, and then over time we see more, and then we add them.
Okay.
You understand? So now these platforms, for the most part, they're independent of the low risk ones. Do you understand? They're independent. Yes. This 7 is not tied to these two or 3. They're not like tied, they're like independent, because these companies here, they're really high risk, high yield, high yield. Whereas these ones are low risk, low yield. So like these ones now, maybe in a year, you're getting 200%. This one in a year, you might be getting like 1,000%. You might be getting 1,000. You might even be getting 1,500%. So they're independent of each other. So you can engage in, if you wanted to engage in them, you can engage in them simultaneously. Let's say, for example, if you have 5K, let's say you have 5K, and this 5K, you want to put it in both models. Let's say you want to put in both models. Now you can say to yourself, okay, maybe what I want to do is I'll put 2.5K in the low risk one, and I put 2.5K in the high risk one. Now you got to understand, I need to screen you if you want to get in the high risk one. I need to screen you. I need to see if you have the capacity to engage in those 7 platforms at the same time.
Okay.
Do you understand? So not everyone can be, moving the cryptos and doing all those crazy things, moving the cryptos, withdrawing the cryptos on 7 platforms, and be able to really maneuver it. It's challenging. Some people have a challenge with that.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So
yes, I understand.
So yeah, this one has to this one I have to at least screen to make sure that you're gonna be able to execute it. So but this on the low risk one, everyone can do this one. It's just 2 or 3 platforms. 2 or 3 is fine. 2 or 3, I mean, it's just 2 or 3, right? If you have to count on this one, account on this one, and then you just kind of understand what to do, you're good to go.
So which means even on the low risk investment can also be lost.
Say that again.
If you are working on the low risk investment, it can also be lost.
You said it can also be lost?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so
in terms of the product.
You said that the product can be lost?
Yes, because it look like I'm not somewhere somehow be protected. My money is not be protected on both sides, my understanding.
Okay, so this is the thing. Now, if you have a company that's been running for 5 years, giving investors a return of 200% per year on their money. Now, the likelihood that that company should phase out the next year is very low. Now, am I saying that it is impossible? No, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but since they've already been around for 5 years, most likely they should endure for another year, because within that year, you would at least make 200% on your money. That means that within half that year, you can at least recover your initial capital. Remember, if it lasts half of 1 year, you have secured your initial capital, you have not lost. If it lasts the whole year, you have made 200%. You've gotten your initial capital back plus you made profit. So really,
Okay, yeah, that's true.
so really your risk is 6 months. Now, we're gonna account for the fact that the company should even crash within 6 months. And the way we account for that is you're gonna spread the risk on another company. So the 2.5K, you're not putting on one company, you're spreading it. So if one of those companies fail, you can play recovery on the other one.
Okay, I get you.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So now you have
Yes,
a company that has been around for 5 years. The likelihood that it should crash the next year is low. But even if it does, we've already accounted for that risk.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm
you
saying?
now.
Yeah,
Yes, I
so
understand.
I'm trying to tell you, this is, let me tell you, people come into the market, you have to think like, if you want to make money in Forex, you have to, it's like chess on steroids. You know, people play chess and they say it's a game of strategy, right? When you get
Yes.
into Forex, it's like chess on steroids. If you want to make money, you have to think like you're playing chess, but on steroids.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will never make money. You have to outsmart everybody, even the banks. You outsmart all of them.
That's true.
So, I mean, I'm just letting you guys know how this is the reality of investing. When people come, let me tell you, when I came into investing, I thought it was like an ATM machine. You know, ATM machine? You just go in there, you put in money, you just press some buttons, and then you take out money. That's what I was thinking. You know, when I came in, no, because you know, when you hear the word, when you hear the word investing, when you hear the word
Doctor,
investing, go ahead.
Doctor, some people are waiting for the host.
Okay, yes, sir. I just admitted them. I just admitted them. Okay, yeah. So yeah, guys. So as I was saying, when I got into investing, it was like I was thinking it was the ATM machine. You go in there, you know, you just press some buttons and you just withdraw cash. I'm telling you, it was the mindset. Let me tell you, when I went into Forex, I remember the first time I went into Forex. I went on YouTube, I watched one video, they were doing EMA crossover, and I was like, my God, I was like, I'm about to make money. I didn't even know how to press buy, I didn't even know how to press sell. I watched this video on YouTube and I was like, is it this easy? I was like, God, why did you bless me? I was thinking to myself, God, why did you bless me? Like, let me tell you guys, I put money into this account. I think I put 1,000. I put 1,000 in that first account. I'm telling you that I lost that money. I didn't even make any profit whatsoever. So the reality of investing is that it is very tough to make money, but most people don't know that. Do you understand? Like now, a lot of people are looking at, you know, what happened with Trongrace and like, oh, well, I lose my money, but they don't really know how tough it is to go into investing and make profit. They don't understand that. I'm telling you, they don't understand it. I remember, you know, even some people, maybe you see on social media, they flash, they're like, oh, we just made 500,000 trading. Trust me, let me tell you, even right now, if you want to place a bet with me right now, you go, take any amount of money into Forex, I guarantee you before the month ends, you will lose that money. You will lose, I'm not talking about, you will lose the whole thing. If you don't believe me, I will help you open a Forex account, fund it, and then you can give it a try. I guarantee you before the month ends, you will lose all the money.
Okay. So on the same point which you have just said now, how, if you compare on the high risk and the low risk investment, how do the risk itself compared with the potential rewards on both?
Oh, okay, the potential rewards. So,
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Really, first of all, you have to assess to see if you can engage in the high risk one.
Okay.
You have to assess and see. Now, the thing about the high risk one is that we can stumble upon an opportunity like Trongrace that ends up lasting 1 year, 2 years before it crashes. and you can make astronomical profit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can make astronomical profit. Like it's out of okay. In fact, there was one platform we were just on called CoinWeb. I had done 700% on my money before that thing went down. And I was only inside of the thing for like, I think maybe it was like 2.5 months. But within 2.5 months, I had already 700%ed my money. So now you come, I mean, so at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying, like we can have a platform now, and in that one platform, as I was showing you in the spreadsheet, I mean, yes, you're not going to on the high risk side, you can make a lot of money if one of the platforms stands the test of time. But many of those platforms collapse even before you blink. Many of them, by the time you engage in them, something happens and they're not allowing you to withdraw again, or they start doing, companies start acting funny, they start to misbehave, they start to do some weird stuff. And by the time you know it, that you only came out with 50% of your money. So, but if you are comfortable with that, I'm like, you're gonna stumble upon a company, trust me, that will at least last 1 year. And any money you had lost, imagine how many times you engaged. You did 100, you lost 100, you lost 100, you lost 100, you lost. Are you telling me out of 10 companies, out of 10 paying companies, you cannot find one that can at least last more than 5 months? And if you find one that can last more than 5 months, then you can at least make $1,000. At least, no, sorry, this is at a rate of 60%. I'm talking about at least 100%. By the time, at least 5 months, you have 3K there. So you would already 300% of your money. With that one company, you would have already 300% of your money. Imagine you took 9 losses on the 10th company, it lasted 5 months, and you already 300% of your money. You see what I'm saying? So yes, it's the risk to reward. It's like you can take a lot of hits, but that one company that lasts, stands the test of time, you can make all your money back plus more. But most of them will not crash in under a month. Most of them, they might crash in two months or more, maybe 3 months, something like that. But even if it lasts 1 month, at least within 1 month, you can at least withdraw 50%, 70% of your money, so that even if it crashes, you still haven't really lost anything. So that's why I was saying, I put a little bit of money in the second Tron Grace, right? And I had secured my initial capital so that when Japheth closed it, I didn't lose anything. I'm seeing I open it. Okay, I see Kenneth is writing here. It says the best way to keep it simple is to have a target loss number of how much money you are willing to lose. That's right. So that if you hit that number, you know that at that point, you will need to reimagine your strategy to meet your overall goal. Create also your investment goal. So you need to have some kind of investment goal so that you will work hard to meet it by staying disciplined. Yes, that's right. Because guys, if you guys become emotional, trust me, you're gonna stray away from your strategy. Right. So Kenneth is saying here, so you need to create your investment goal so that you'll work hard to meet it by staying disciplined and accepting that it is not a fail-safe opportunity. You will have to make adjustments based on many factors that will happen due to market conditions, meaning you may invest in the high/low, but see that the high is really kicking at that point. You may split your high-low yield 60-40 so that you're gaining from the bull run. Okay, that makes sense. Then the high yield may slide down where you will then have to shift your strategy. You're perfect, 40-60, where you're allowing the low yield to carry while the high yield goes through its slump. Perfect. So again, like you guys, as I said to you guys, investment is all about strategy. You don't come into an investment and you're playing off of emotion. Some people, when they heard of Tron Grace, they saw the testimony by Apostle Jeff, and they became so excited. Some people saw his Zoom, they saw that he was, you know, making so much money. They just became so excited. They were carried away by the emotion. They were just in the air floating somewhere, you know? So that's not investing. Do you understand? Some people are like, oh, you're so guilty. That's why some people you are just floating in the air, like, you know, no grounding, nothing. So I mean, no matter why, you wonder why I was looking at this petition. I'm like, my goodness, like 500 people were signing the petition. They want to go after him. They want to open cases in South Africa. They want to open cases, and I was just there like, what? But you realize that it's because of ignorance.
Yes.
And again, listen, I'm not trying to insult anybody. Hear me out. I'm not trying to insult anybody. But trust me, if those guys had put in money they were willing to lose, nobody will go after Japheth. I'm telling you. Nobody would have try to open all the, I mean, they might do a little bit complete. Like for me, I might say, you know, maybe he could have explained risk better. You know what I mean? Maybe he could have explained risk better. You know what I mean? Yeah, especially after the first one went down. You know, even if you didn't explain it on the first go round, at least the second go round, you can be like, hey guys, you know, it's still the same model, you know, because he was saying that the second one was atomic. This one was irresistible cash flow. I don't know if you guys were listening to someone was going. So I'm like, at least you can at least entertain some downside potential. Do you understand? And just entertain that a little bit so that people will have some, at least some, they have a balanced perspective. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you need some balance. You cannot just be like this, you know, like, oh, money, 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 money. But you don't tell people, and then it got closed. So, you know, it's not balanced. But anyhow, yeah, guys. So investing is about having a strategy, having a plan, monitoring the plan, doing some tweaks, those type of things. It's not about getting emotional. You don't trade, you don't make money based off of emotion. In fact, when you become emotional, that's when you're not thinking. That's when you can sell your house. Do you understand? That's when you can go after Japheth. You're going after Apostle Japheth. You're holding his neck. You're doing things that are irrational. You start doing things that are irrational, like, you know. So, but yeah, guys, it's really, really important having a plan. That's why I'm giving you guys a plan. I'm giving you guys a strategy. It's important that you have a strategy. You have rules. See how I gave you guys rules? You understand? I gave you guys rules to how you guys should be approaching this stuff. So if there's a third Tron grace, guys, listen, if there's a third Tron grace, you at least, if you decide to enter that third Tron grace, at least you have some basis on how to approach it. You understand? You guys gonna have some basis on how to approach it. I see someone here. It's a Jatu saying exactly, investing is not for everyone. Guys, let me tell you, if you're not ready, you might as well just check out the platform. Listen, guys, investing is not what people think it is. I told you, for me, when I first came into the Forex, I thought it was an ATM machine. I'm telling you, I came into Forex, I thought it was an ATM machine. In fact, I was like, God, why did you bless me? That's what I was thinking to myself, because the first strategy I watched on YouTube, it was EMA crossover. I watched that thing for like maybe like 10 minutes and I was ready to make money. I was so ready. But let me tell you, as soon as I got there, I lost everything. And the thing went from 1,000, it went to 0. And I'm sure that people on this platform entered Forex and the same thing happened to them. I'm sure. There's somebody on this platform now, you entered that thing and the thing went to 0 as well. So yeah, guys, so that's the thing with investing, guys. You know, we're really, really trying to learn from each other, and we're trying to move intelligently about this thing, guys. We're trying to move intelligently about this thing. Okay, so now I I think I've entertained some questions. I think Lanston, I think you have a question. Your hand was raised. Your hand was raised. So, sir, you can speak. You unmute yourself. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Sorry, you have answered already.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you have answered my question.
All right, terrific. So now, the last thing we're gonna talk about, is Forex trading. Okay. Now, I have a buddy here by the name of Kenneth. So Kenneth has a lot of experience in the investing world. So I was chatting with him and he was like, hey, why don't you do open up Forex to the platform? Because I wasn't really thinking about it like that. So he was like, why don't you, open the Forex to the platform? Like, I think it's going to be a good thing, because he was saying, and I liked his thought process, because if people are willing to invest in things that end up being scams, or people they're running away, why don't they will be interested in investing in legitimate things, even though those legitimate things have risk? I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So imagine you're putting your money in a platform that they tell you that they're trading your money, but they're not really trading your money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, because I'm actually doing the Forex trading, so he was telling me that people will actually be interested in putting their money in something that's legitimate, even though it may still carry some risk. You understand? So that's why I was like, okay, actually, that's actually not a bad thought process. And I think once I can, I'm gonna look for the people that will be interested, and then we'll put them on another platform, and then we'll take it from there. So very shortly, but I'm looking to see who will be interested. Right now, I'm drafting some proposals. I'm drafting a proposal that I'm gonna present to Kenneth, and we're gonna start to make some headway there. But it's something that I'm gonna be presenting to the platform later down the line. So that anybody, I know some of you guys, you might have heard of Forex before. Maybe some of you guys might even been scammed. Really, there's too much scamming in this industry. I'm just being honest with you. There's too much scam. Even sometimes I'm even scared to even do anything like this, because they'll might even label me a scammer. Really, like, it's that crazy. So, but I'll be providing more information. In fact, anyone that is interested in engaging in that Forex like trading, you can reach out to me personally, but I will definitely be informing the people on the platform. But really, to be honest with you, you'd have to at least be putting in something like at least $1,000 or more, because the thing about it, okay, now somebody might be like, oh, I don't have $1,000. This is the thing about it, because you got to understand, for me to really take my time to be sending people payments, it has to be worth my time. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna be taking my time to be sending people payments every 2 weeks, and maybe the person came in with $50, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So it just has to be worth my time. So if it's not really worth my time, then I think it's better that you put your money in the low risk strategy. You put your money in the low risk strategy. That way you're still making money. So yeah, guys. So this is really what I wanted to present to you guys today. I don't know if there's any questions. I don't know if there's anyone that has questions. Is there any other questions? And then we will call it a day here. Well, the meeting has been a bit protracted.
Dr. Moses, thank you very much for this presentation. This is Ijatu. For me, really, it's not a question. Just as you say, I was on Throne Grace. I lost my money on Throne Grace, but you know what? I was able to reconcile that, because I know if I had followed, especially with you, you did warn people, you did warn us how to go about it, especially you. So at the end of the day, I went into Throne Grace and I knew that, I did not understand this. But as most people get into it because it's something that originated, from the church,
That's
So
right. That's
that
right.
was the mentality all of us went in.
I see.
Even to the point where, trust me, I had a dream, warned about it, that it's going down. And I still did not follow through to take my money out. I left my money and I lost my money in it. But you know what? I did not go blaming anybody. I did not, even just as you say, with Apostle Japhet, the only problem I had with him is the fact that as a man of God and as somebody that we consider as a leader, he should be more equipped to talk to the people. I understand it's an investment. The fact is, there are a lot of people that get into this investment. They don't really know about investment.
That's right.
And people make some sacrifices based on the hype, especially now people have to go and borrow money to put it in. And at the end of the day, they lose their money, knowing that they're going to lose their money at some point, because people did tell them. They did get one. They know that this is a project that they're doing, that you don't really have the information. Like, I used to sit and really ask myself, I felt like I just get to a wall because I'm not understanding how is this generated. All those questions come up. But at the end of the day, you are unable to answer the questions because you went in with sentiments, with emotions, and you just put your money and hoping that because you are seeing all this money, you're going to get yours too.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
But it ended up being exactly what it's supposed to do. And at the end of the day, we all have to just reconcile that, and you know, we got to move on. I know it's hard for a lot of people. For me, trust me, I went in with my money and I did put it in my head. I said, I did hear that put money that you are willing to lose. Yes, I'm not willing to lose my money because I work hard for it, but it's an investment.
That's right.
I put it in, I lost it. Okay, I can move on. I'm not okay with it. Like, I'm happy that I lose my money. No, I'm not. But I can move on. And because I have a mindset that I have some understanding as to how investment works, and the fact that you can gain as much as you can and you can lose all your money, but you have to make up your mind. You have to make up you have to decide what you want, you know, because there's nothing that does not go with a risk. Everything in life is a risk, especially when you want to be at the top. You have to make a sacrifice, you know.
Yes.
So that's my mentality about it. And the only thing after what happened with Throne Grace, I tell myself, if I'm going to go into something, even if I'm going to lose my money, but let me know how I'm losing my money. I have to have an idea. I have to have the information. If I have to sit down and listen to trainings, if I have to go to YouTube, because that's what I've been doing, I've been listening to different people that I feel like they're making sense, you know, because I really want to know. I want to be in investment, but I don't want to be a blind investor. I want to know I'm putting my money. I want to see the risk. I want to see the return. Exactly. Then I make my decision.
Exactly.
You know?
No, exactly. And trust me, when I saw the Tron Grace, I already anticipated these type of issues and things like that. That's why, like, I really started the platform in the first place with the Tron Grace, because I really wanted to position people. You know, I really wanted to position people, especially my team, and I wanted them to be aware of, like, just the opportunity, how to approach it, how to really make money with it, you know. And because a lot of people get into this thing and they're not really aware of what is really going on, you know. They're not really aware, even, you know, because even on the platform I have even people with Bitcoin and understand, you know, how to get a Bitcoin. So we're helping people on so many different levels, you know. So but yeah, you know, as I said, on the platform, we're really trying to learn from each other, and right now we're really trying to position people to win. That's really the priority. We're really trying to position people to win. And getting into investments, anybody getting into investments, you got to understand that I tell people, like, now, one of the most dangerous places on the earth is the market. One of the most dangerous. Some people are like, oh, you know, let me go, you know, when you hear, oh, or let me invest in Bitcoin, or let me go invest in stocks. And the concept sounds so nice. But when you get in there, you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
You're getting, it's like all out massacre. Like, it's like, what is going, you're looking and you're saying, what is going on here? So my money is going like this. I'm telling you, because some people don't know, because you're coming in there, so many people are telling you, oh, Bitcoin is going to 500,000. It's going to 600,000. It's about to go to Jupiter. And then you're like, let me get in this thing before I get left behind. So you jump in there, by the time you know it, Bitcoin is at 16,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, what is going on? Even if you don't even open your phone again. You don't, in fact, you're like, at this point, I'm not even gonna look at it again. So the thing about the investing is that people have a lot of misconceptions about it. And usually you hear the sound bites, the positive sound bites. Nobody tells you about the stock that they bought and it went down 75% immediately. They don't post that one on Facebook. They don't post that one. They will not put on Instagram because it doesn't look nice. Do you understand? That's not let me tell you, don't know how many people have blown their Forex account. How many blown Forex accounts have you seen them post on Instagram?
Like nothing is happening there. Everything happening is good.
I'm telling you, people don't know. When was the last time somebody blew their Forex account and then took a picture and posted on Instagram?
They make a video. No way.
So guys, I mean, but I'm telling you, the moment you get into Forex, you will blow your account. I promise you. I promise.
What I did. With John, I was showing my friends at work and everything. And then when my money disappeared, I stopped talking.
No, that's no. No, that's what happens. That's what happens, but listen, it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience. So, and you guys, I've been on this trading journey for some time now. So it's not something to, I feel like you should embrace the challenge. You should embrace the challenge. You shouldn't back down because of the fact that even like now you suffered a loss in trade. You just need to know next time, how do I approach it more intelligently? At least if I'm going to lose, let me lose with grace. Do you understand? Like, for example, now, do you know, as a trader, you must lose, but you don't lose like you lose with grace. Like, let me give you an example now. I might take a loss of 1%, but I may get a win of 15%. You see? So when you're trading, you're investing your money, you're going to suffer a loss. You must lose. But now the thing is, when you lose, did you blow your account or did you lose with grace? Do you see the difference? Now, the people that know what they're doing, they know how to lose with grace, but they know how to make money like crazy. They lose a little, but when they make money, it's like this. But then they lose a little. So you have to know, how can I lose with grace, but then when I win like this, like it's huge. That's when you become profitable. You understand? But you must lose in the market. You must lose. You cannot escape it. There's no trader that goes into the market that does not lose. The difference is by how much are you losing and by how much are you winning? And so that's the thing, you cannot avoid the loss at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, is there any other questions? I know there's some people that joined. We were wrapping up the meeting. I know some people joined. So I don't know if there's any other questions. So if there's is somebody speaking?
Yes, hi.
Yeah, hello,
Sorry.
Sarah. How are you doing? How are you doing, sis?
Oh, good.
Go ahead. You can ask your question. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know, like, if I missed anything, because I was wanting to know, like, about different other ways to invest. Like, I just wanted to learn more about this you know, and with the cryptocurrency, because I know that it's going up now, but then it goes back down. And so I don't know you know, when it goes up and then it goes down, like
Yeah.
when is time to invest and how,
So,
you know.
okay, yeah. So, you know, to be honest with you, I don't, anybody that does not have experience in the market, I recommend that you stay out of the market. I'm just saying, to me, the market, unless you're doing like you're testing a strategy with a small test amount of money, but you don't have any business in the market, trust me. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have a proven strategy in the market, you have no business in the market. The market is one of the most dangerous places on planet Earth. And you might say, oh, what are you saying? I'm telling you from experience. So, but if you want to go in there and test my theory, you understand, and go in there and you have no defense. I'm telling you, there are sharks in the water. They will eat you, and they will not apologize. Do you understand what I'm saying? The market will slap you, and the market will take your money, and you can do nothing about it. There's nobody, you cannot hold anybody on a stranglehold. Your money is gone. It has disappeared. It's vanished. So then, who are you gonna hold? Do you understand what I'm saying? So imagine you have an investor. Bitcoin is at 65,000, and then he's listening to one kid on YouTube, and the kid is like, Bitcoin is going to 200,000. So the guy is like, oh my goodness, I'm about to drop 100,000 in this thing now. So he drops 100,000 in Bitcoin, and within 7 months, Bitcoin falls down to 20,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at that point, it's like, so you lost like how much? Almost like 70% of your money is gone. So now that 100,000 is now 30,000. You see what I'm saying? And there's no way, there's no burglar came in and stole the money. He cannot go and say, he cannot go to Coinbase and hold them accountable. You see, but I'm telling you that if it was Japheth that organized that Bitcoin, he will go after Japheth. I promise you. Do you see? You see what I mean? Yeah. It's the thing about it that the reason why these guys are going after Apostle Japheth is because there's the only last resort that they can potentially. It's so silly, you understand? It's so silly because you don't enter an investment scenario, right, where you're not entertaining the fact that you can lose. Do you understand what I'm saying? So because if you get in, you must at least know there's a possibility that I might lose. But addressing your question specifically, if you want to go into the markets, I don't recommend, if you don't at least have a strategy, a method that you've tested, you going in there with a sizable amount of money, I don't recommend it at all. You will most likely lose that money. And even if you make profit, you will you will eventually bleed it out. You might not bleed it out immediately. You will eventually bleed it out because you really didn't know what you were doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I've heard stories of people. There was one gentleman, he had made like $1 million in stocks, but really he didn't know what he was doing. But he had made like $1 million. So what happened was eventually he gave all that money back, and then he started to learn it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, as I say, and I'm not telling you this thing because I'm trying to scare you. I'm just trying to make you aware of the reality. One of the most dangerous places on the planet Earth is the market. So that means that you're not going to go there without a helmet. You're not going to go there without a bulletproof vest. So now if you're saying, oh, you know, that's what I'm saying, because people are just so like, is this, there's just this, you're just so enthralled by this word called investing. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna invest my money because it just sounds so nice. But when you get in there, it's a disaster going on in there. You know what I mean? It's like, so that means that now, if you want to go in there now, you must go in there protected. You have to, you have to have your boots on, you gotta have your gear on, you have to have your armor, because I'm trying to tell you, there are people there, they're ready to eat you. They're ready to eat. I mean, even you haven't even died, they're gonna eat you alive.
So is it good to like invest little bits, like, and learn how to just practice?
Yeah, I would
before
say do like some demos, and then put in like some test money. Don't go in there with money that you really care about. No, you got to do some tests for some time. Don't go in, please. If you haven't demonstrated to yourself that you can grow the money by a certain amount with a strategy, you have no business in the market. Just get out of there. Just get out of there. Get out of there before you become a casualty. Get out of there. Like, what are you? I'm even like, what are you doing there, really? You know, like, but there are some people because some people they just like this. They, oh, Bitcoin, let me go put money in. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I'm telling you, before you know, you'll be crying. You'll be on your bed crying. Hey, I'm not trying to listen, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm just telling you guys, because you guys don't know the reality. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to tell you the reality. The market is dangerous, guys. So if you guys don't know that, please know it now. Very dangerous place. So yeah, so right now, I did hit record on this thing. So I'm going to see if I can upload the video to my Google Drive, and then I'll share the link. But we went through some strategies that we're getting ready to employ. And then there's some Forex trading that I'm going to open up to the platform later down the line. So those are things that we had discussed that you had missed. But you're part of the platform. So, you know, I'll be updating the platform with some stuff with time.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. I see someone else with their hand raised. Is it?
Yes. She has been raising hand since.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm seeing two people with their hand raised. I see.
Yeah, just speak.
How is it Evans Tipo?
Doctor?
Yes, sir.
You have elaborated much. I think we need to go now. Even my battery is
we're about to just this last question.
So that on next meeting point properly, at least everybody.
Yes.
I'm requesting Dr. Moses.
Yes, sir.
I joined a little bit late. I was requesting if by the time you are going on with your meeting, I think I was driving on a very rough road, so I could not attend the meeting. So I just arrived where I'm having a nap tonight. So I would really request that maybe from your notes, what you have shared today, can you share with me via either WhatsApp or something, or give me the notes so that I can go through, or you can give me a rough idea of what you've discussed,
yes,
just the key points. So
are you on my platform? Are you on the Money Magnet platform?
Yes, of course, I'm there.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, since I have a push record on this thing,